Right guys, so for this video I am going to show you how to change your disc on a standard angle grinder. This is a 4.5 inch angle grinder, 115mm. Before you start, you may want to wear gloves if you're concerned about cutting your hands. You also want to make sure it's unplugged, or if it's cord, if it's not cord and it's cordless, then you want to make sure the battery is removed. There'll be a couple of things to note. Is you're going to have an arrow on the back that will tell you which way the blade spins when it's turned on. Some discs will be directional. To change the disc, you need to first lock the disc from spinning. That is done with this button on the back. So you push the button in and spin it till it locks. Once it's locked, that's it. It's not moving anymore. You can undo this nut while keeping this button pressed in. So the correct method would be using the tool that comes with the angle grinder, or if you have to order a replacement, measure the nibs, measure your angle grinder, and then order accordingly. So with the button pressed in, you can put your tool in, you literally just undo the nut. It's a standard thread. So you take your nut off. It's a specific piece, so you don't want to be using your angle grinder if this piece is missing and someone's gone and put a washer on there with a nut, or they're just using a large nut, or any of that sort of stuff. You don't want to be using it. You want to be using a specific piece for safety reasons. So once that's off, you remove your disc, put it to the side. There'll be a second washer underneath that fits on. You want to make sure that's in and correct. So pick the blade you want, or the disc you want. If it's got an arrow on it, as I said, make sure it points in the same direction. So you're going to place it in nice and flat. Put your nut back on. Just do it down finger tight. At this point, you're going to want to look down the blade to make sure it's sat nice against the nut. You don't want any gaps that you can see, in which case the blade is not on, the disc is not on straight. So once you're in this position, with the button still pressed in, and then you're good to go. So push your tool in, and then doing it up nice and tight. That is it. That is how you change the disc on an angle grinder. If you have not got this tool, the second way to do this is to use a decent pair of grips, or a large pair of grips. Not the recommended way. The manufacturer instructions will tell you to use your normal tool that is provided. So if you want to change it and you don't have your tool, same method, hold it in the back so the disc is locked, and whilst you're on there, you can just undo it, spin it off, change your disc, spin it back on, and make sure you get it nice and tight. You don't want that coming loose whilst you're using it. And that is fully changed. 2 methods of how you change the disc on an angle grinder. You're going to want to make sure you get the correct sized disc for your angle grinder. That is the external diameter and the internal diameter. They're both important. If it's wrong, it either won't fit or it'll be dangerous. And of course, safety first. Make sure you're using all your correct PPE. You've got your sticker on your side. Check it's all in good order, and use the manufacturer instructions to understand how it works. But that, guys, is the basics of how to change the disc on an angle grinder. It's the same pretty much with any spinning disc. There's going to be something that locks the disc, but there'll be various different tools to changing it. Thanks for watching, and again, that's all that's needed to change a disc.